The man who survived Hurricane Milton, Lieutenant Dan. Now he faces a new challenge, and some might argue even more difficult than Hurricane Milton. Lieutenant Dan is now facing the backlash of the internet.
First off, this man has a GoFundMe with over $20,000 in it. He's not homeless. Period. He lives on a boat. Except for the short year that he spent in prison for beating a EMT with a violin. His GoFundMe is under a different name than the one that he's using in the daily press and the one that he was arrested in. So it's really hard to tell who exactly he is. But what I have found is that his Facebook page lists himself as a digital creator. That's right, a digital creator.
Okay, so basically what's happening with Lieutenant Dan, all of a sudden his criminal records, his history, all of his mugshots, they are being brought out in the public eye, and a lot of people have opinions about it. Some people can't stand Lieutenant Dan, some people love him, but one thing that's for sure, nobody really knows what exactly is going on, because according to Lieutenant Dan, a lot of those charges, all of the charges are complete lies.
I went to prison, I did jail time, but I have to tell you point blank, God to my soul, I'm innocent of all the charges. I was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer. He said I punched him in the nose. I never even saw the cop. He beat the hell out of me from behind. And then I went to prison for a year and a day on a battery on a Leo charge. And I never even saw him. But the thing is this, you were karma and God.
Now, due to how the internet works, all of a sudden there were stories trending literally all over the internet that Adin Ross took back his deal to Lieutenant Dan. He took away the new boat, he took everything away. However, this was completely fabricated. But the first thing I want to do is actually show you what Lieutenant Dan's reaction was to all of this.
What about Adin Ross telling you he not getting you a boat no more?
He came to me. I never went to him. He offered it to me. I never asked for it. So then he turned around and he started seeing about my history. Well, you should have did that before you made the offer. You know, if you're worried about your image and who you have working for you, you should have done your due diligence and looked me up before you made me an offer of $100,000 sign-on bonus and $50,000 a month with a $100,000 boat. And I'm going to let you go because I don't care about that. But I'm going to tell you this.
He took the money away too?
Huh?
He took the $100K?
Took that, as far as I know, everything.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that's the thing. I mean, I didn't ask you for it. You offered it. I agreed to do what you asked me to do. You asked me to be on kick 100 hours a month. I agreed. I said, no problem. I'll do it. I'm down for that. We agreed, and then all of a sudden, the next thing I see her and see on the internet is how you're disgusted with my history and that deal is done.
Now here's the thing, it was all made up and completely fake. Adin Ross even reacted to all of this and called Lieutenant Dan himself. I will show you guys that video in a second. But I just have to say this, a lot of people hate Adin Ross. I've been very transparent. I'm not the biggest Adin Ross fan, no disrespect to Adin. Like, I know you're super successful, keep doing your thing, I just don't watch your stuff. But at the end of the day, like, a lot of people don't like Adin Ross, so it wasn't really difficult to start this lie, and pretty much it caught on like wildfire, like, oh, Adin Ross is a grifter, I hate Adin Ross, etc. But then all of a sudden, we actually have the phone call footage of Adin talking to Lieutenant Dan saying, no, this is all fake.
Yo.
Dan!
What's up?
You let the internet get a hold of you, man. I never ever said any of that stuff. It's all fake news.
Okay. That's all right. Good with me. I'm good with you. That's fine. I didn't care.
I know you didn't care. I saw your reaction, but it broke my heart a little bit because it's so easy to manipulate the internet into thinking of a clip. I pulled up a clip.
About it.
Yeah. I pull up a clip, right? I pull up a clip, and I'm like, what? Right after that, I said, I don't care about any of that. I said we all have a past, for one. For two, you open up to me about your past drug addiction and stuff, bro. I would never do that. I would never, ever take back what I offered you, bro. We had a good conversation. I even texted your boy Tanner at 4:30 in the morning. After the stream ended, I said, well, let's have a boat. Does he want? Did he pick out his boat?
So, I mean, that's pretty much the story as of right now. Lieutenant Dan, in like 24 hours, went from being loved to sort of hated to being loved again. And I think a lot of people now have like mixed opinions. But at the end of the day, it looks like he does have a past. But to Lieutenant Dan's point, he said, I do have one. Why is everybody shocked about this? And he even said, Adin, you should have done your due diligence, but now you're taking back what you said. But again, that was all fake. Nonetheless, it looks like Lieutenant Dan still does have that kick deal. It looks like he will get a new boat, and I'm sure we're going to get more content out of all of this because it looks like the internet is literally obsessed with this guy, because it is rather odd that he said, well, look, God told me to tie my boat down and I will survive Hurricane Milton, and he did. But again, now all of a sudden, he has to survive the backlash of the internet. So Lieutenant Dan, it looks like he lives on for now.